Hello everyone and welcome to this. It's the Roundtable on a Friday and it will be for the foreseeable future because I have a little doggo to train, and just so you know, she's pretty awesome. If you don't know, Philly and we got a new bearded collie called Uffa, and you can find her on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So I've got dog training classes because I need training myself, but yeah, it's training with the dog. I'm basically doing a Goku right now. But this is the What If Roundtable. This is a chance for you to explore your own what if creativity and share your thoughts and requests with us. So I'm joined as usual by Haverock.
Hello.
Yeah, and we recorded our podcast review of the latest manga chapter. So if you want to give that a look, you can just search up on the lookout on your respective podcasting platforms. And you can give us your own thoughts about that kind of stuff. So the way things go here tonight is that we are going to basically look at you super chats. It really does help support the channel, especially at this time with YouTube being the way it is. And it really kind of helps just get some juices going. And Haverock and Red Dragon, we always have a look at the chats, and some of these stories and scenarios may make it into a video, or elements of them will. So we're always paying attention to what's being said.
Maybe they already made it to the stories, but you guys don't know it yet.
Exactly. So you have to be paying
Also,
attention.
for you Sophie fans, Sophie couldn't be here because of her day job today, but she will try to be there next week. So don't worry, she's not done with us.
She's absolutely dandy. It's basically she's at work. So, but yeah, we're working right now. And Yashbet Guri with $100 donation already. Thank you so much, dude. Saying, hey Masako, I sent you a direct message on Instagram explaining my project since I don't have a Reddit account and want to keep it limited in case it goes into production. Duly noted, Yash. I'll take a look at it after the stream. Thank you. And thank you very much for your contribution. Also, what if future Trunks joined the Time Patrol in Super? Well, I feel like if they did that, then that would definitely confirm that Xenoverse is somehow being implemented into the main story, which I think would be a very calculated business move because Xenoverse is its own thing and has a fandom of its own. So to combine that with the mainline story would be a very shrewd, it'd be a very, very shrewd business opportunity. So
and it would be easy to place Trunks somewhere and give him a niche that he desperately needs.
Yes, and somewhere where he doesn't have to share a reality with himself. That's the thing. So yeah, Yash, if you basically just see what if Trunks and Mai stayed in the past, what if, you'll basically get a very good idea about what you can expect. But once again, Yash, I'll take a look at your scenario after the stream. But very much thank you for reaching out all the same. But let's get started with Viper Phoenix. What if during the Namek saga, the wish was reworded to, we wish all the Namekians are revived, and King Piccolo was revived as well? Well, for a start, basically, in terms of power, King Piccolo is much less powerful. He would basically be there to die again. As in, like,
or to get a quasi-redemption arc, maybe not fully redemption arc, but like to fuse with Piccolo, another fusee for Piccolo.
Yeah, that's a very good point actually. So it could be made in terms of a narrative jump and for some kind of redemption, that kind of stuff. So
maybe not full redemption, but something like, okay, I don't agree with what you've become, son, but like there is a greater enemy that we need to beat. Blah 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 blah.
This world has changed too much for this old man.
Just remember, you will still, thanks to that, you will still be partially evil, and that will be my greatest triumph to have that seed of evil in you. Basically.
Yeah, and then basically it's like, oh no, Kami's living here. Bye. Wait, what? And then Kami's like, oh, well, this is awkward.
Hi. So, how was death like?
Well, not necessarily. It's like, well, pretty bad. I got a hole in my stomach. Yeah, oh yes, I know. I watched the whole thing. It was glorious. And then Mel comes say, who's this guy? And it's just like,
oh, it's me. It's me, kind of.
Oh yeah,
what do you mean?
The other you. Nice. You wanna go play some pool? What? You have the pool table? Oh yeah. We got like a flat screen right here too. Nice. Much better than my electric rice cooker.
But yeah, okay. Vipers again with, what if fake Namek was the real Namek? Joke question. Oh man, Viper, I'm sorry, but you misunderstand. There is no fake Namek. Moving on. Okay. Margaret Evans. Okay, no, Viper, I'm joking. Don't worry about it. But basically, if fake Namek was the real Namek, it would certainly be very trippy.
Dragon Ball. You would quit Dragon Ball, basically.
I almost quit Dragon Ball with fake Namek. That would have probably been a very boneheaded move from Toriyama to do. It would have certainly alienated a lot of fans. Let's just say that. Margaret Evans. What if Boo intercepted the fusion earring and put it on? Depends who was. If Goku did, so you get Buku. Like, you get Buku, and it'd be like some kind of thing about like Goku. It would certainly be a much purer guy because it's Goku. So, in some way, it would be enough to kind of like neutralize the imminent threat. But then
it would be endless appetite, yeah, endless appetite monster.
Oh my god, Boo's already got a big appetite. You combine that with Goku,
yeah.
What have you done? As Dr. Briefs will say, "What has magic done?" To paraphrase. Yeah.
Go away from me, Vegeta. I may eat you. Run away, run away.
And I'm only half joking.
Yeah.
And Buku only half joking.
Yeah.
All right, Viper again. Since Kai's grow from fruit on world trees and the tree of might was a planet-sized tree, could the tree of might's fruit be where Kai's hatch from? Not necessarily, but I feel like it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like from a familiar genus. Like, in terms of power. Like, you have one with power and one that creates beings, or Shinjin. So
I love that idea. Like, if it was a Makayo tree.
A Makayo tree. Like, just like things you could grow in your garden and stuff like that. Just plant a Makayo tree.
You can grow demons.
Yes, you grow demons. They taste very bitter.
Today in Gardening with Nappa, we're gonna grow some demons.
Now be careful, because some of them may bite and be extremely poisonous. So you gotta be very careful and wear the proper protection. Or, if you're already evil, then no worries. It's all good in the hood.
It depends.
It's like, if you're a good guy, I would steer very clear away from these. Because if you look at it, you might turn evil yourself, and that would really ruin your day.
Oh, okay. Manifesto. Hey, Masako, I want to clear up a mistake I made last week. What if Goku went to West Kai's planet, not South, because it was closer on Snake Way during the Saiyan Saga? Better take maybe from him? Oh, from West Kai. I don't really know, actually. But I guess, really, she would probably be very keen to actually rub King Kai up the wrong way, because it seems like King Kai is the least liked of the four. So I feel like, yeah, she would have had some powers and techniques of her own. Because you wouldn't have had Kaioken, though. That's the thing. King Kai, that's his technique. So it's very up in the air about what techniques that she might have.
I think you are confusing.
Oh, no, East Kai, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, in that case, that proves my point even more. Because West Kai really did not like King Kai. So you might have met Paikon earlier. Like, you would have had Goku training with Paikon. So, but no, but at that time, Paikon would have just utterly dominated him at that time. So it's just like, yeah, oof. That would.
And West Kai is kind of pretty rude, so we don't know if he could. It would be interesting to see what could West Kai teach him, because they all have useful knowledge, but you know, like West Kai is like an annoying little rude creature.
Oh yeah, it would have been really funny in Team 4-Star that all four of us, so like Taka, Lanny, Kaiser, and myself, we would have voiced all the four Kais. I would have been East Kai. And I was basically going, oh, you basically just do the Terry Jones Monty Python type thing for her. And then Taka was South Kai. And then Lanny would have been West Kai. And West Kai would have been, oh my god, King Kai has a really annoying voice. I don't have an annoying voice. Just like, who has the most annoying voice? And it turns out King Kai actually was relatively tame. Okay. Alright. Margaret Evans. What if Goku going Super Saiyan inspired Vegeta to change ways? Well, it sort of did in a way. It actually sort of, like, set him down the path to do that. But I suppose what you're saying is that if it actually made him actively redeem himself, or maybe just something a bit more pronounced than what was in the show, it set him down the course in the show, but it wasn't, like, really actively there in a way. So, I suppose, really, you probably would have had his redemption happen a bit quicker. Like, he might have played ball more in the training up until the androids arrived, maybe? So that would have helped. Maybe Super Saiyan could have like been a bit more refined by the time they arrived. So could be that.
Yeah. One thing worth remembering, that the whole training thing started because of Goku's Super Saiyan. Like, early Vegeta didn't thought training is needed. He was pretty much like Frieza.
Yeah, but it certainly set him down the path. Definitely.
Yeah.
Manifesto? I know many fans in the DB community have their own thoughts in regards to Chapter 61, but personally I liked it. I don't want fans to give up or hate. Oh no, Manifesto, if you listen to our podcast that we recorded today, it's up on the lookout. You can look for it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, what have you. We do go into it and say we thought the chapter was okay, but there were certain things that made us...
Yeah, you will know what I'm angry about.
Haverock gets to rant in this one. So if you want to hear Haverock going off on one, then you better listen to the podcast. So it's definitely good. So we're not giving up on it. We were very optimistic by the end of Chapter 60. Now we're sort of like... We're like Tina from Bob's Burgers. So we're a bit iffy about it. But Manifesto then comes in again. What if Moro revealed more of his motivation, backstory, and end goal before the end of the arc? I feel like we need more of the why, don't you think? Well, actually, in a way, I sort of disagree with that. I would like to see where he came from, maybe, but we're not... The thing is, like, he's so cruel that to really make you sympathize with him would be very, very weird to try and do that now. Especially now, you know, what's happened to him in the latest chapter. It's sort of like, we're kind of past that now. We're sort of like at this point where he's just a bad guy from tens of millions of years ago who's probably the cruelest villain in the show ever. Like, all the different bad guys, they appreciated their minions and treated them with respect in a way. Even Frieza did. But Moro, you saw what happened with Cranberry earlier on in the saga. You know, Cranberry did the business. He did everything he was asked to do and did it well. Look where that got him. You know, just... I feel like if we did get that, it would sort of be a bit weird. But I would be...
We'll have another Jiren situation when it would feel ham-fisted.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. It would be disingenuous and just like very... I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, something explaining, you know, like where he came from, sure, but not right. Like, sometimes simple evil is needed, and we know that. We even have a discussion that simple evil kind of works with them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I feel like, yeah, I think less is more in this regard, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Vulcan, is the spirit bomb part of spirit control? No, not as such. The spirit bomb, or the Genki Dama, that's like King Kai's ultimate technique. Spirit control is more about like focusing. Like the way the Yardratians describe it in a way is that ki is somewhat quite fluid and like very all over the place within the body. Whereas like, because Vegeta didn't get stronger per se, his ki just got concentrated and focused, which meant that what he was going to do, like a finger blast, was like he didn't like how he would normally channel it or power it. It was like way more intense. So it's like the intensity of his attacks are much more concentrated. It's like in a way the Yardratian equivalent of Mastered Super Saiyan Blue in the manga. So everything's like focused. That's pretty much what it is. But...
And you are more aware of ki of yourself and your opponents. Like ki isn't energy anymore, but you can grasp it better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I would say I would definitely agree.
Also, worth noting, it is not the same, but I mean it's ki, spirit, energy after all, and like those. The way in which those abilities are attained are similar, so the ways of learning it might have a common ancestry of sorts.
Yeah, no, I would say that's about right. Okay, Manifesto. What if Goten was the more dominant personality of Gotenks instead of Trunks? Would it change anything for the better? He is more logical and rational. Oh yeah, if Goten was more of in the driving seat of Gotenks, I feel like it would probably be a bit much more like what we do with Ranten in R&R. Or like in the What If Riders Turn Good thing. Bit more logical. Probably wouldn't use Super Saiyan 3. Probably more like 2 or something like that to kind of be a bit more, try and make the fusion last and get results better. But also, I think he would also be a little bit more cautious. Nowhere near as obnoxious, I would say. There'd be some sort of confidence and stuff like that, wanting to impress. But I feel like if Goten was the driving seat, we wouldn't hate Gotenks as much, or at least, not want to hear him talk. Although having said that, we do want adult Gotenks. I think that would be really cool to see.
Yeah.
Paparacha, what if Chi-Chi married Earth's champion Mark while Goku wasn't alive post-Cell? Well, first of all, Chi-Chi is way too loyal to like drop Goku like that, even after death. But I feel like if she married Mr. Satan, that would kind of make like Gohan and Videl brother and sister. So yeah, in law.
Oh no.
And that oh no, that you wouldn't have Pan, that's for sure. And DBZ Pan is the most precious thing ever. So that'd be really sad. I'm sad
Because like the thing about Dragon World you need to still remember is that it's a little bit zany, and Chi-Chi knows that she cannot be with Goku per se, but there are ways to communicate with him still.
Oh yeah,
right?
It's not like his essence is gone.
Yeah.
So Dragon wants us to play the sound. We'll play the sound.
Yeah.
We'll get it warmed up. But basically, I would say it's about right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much that. We'll move on. Manifesto. No! That character that got involved in that chapter, he's so cool. I want him to live. Yeah, I know. That was a bit of a surprise, but I feel like, and again, we talk about this in the podcast, that we feel like this might not be the end of that guy's involvement in some way. So let's just see what happens in the next chapter. Jeff Caldwell, people talking about the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. How about the Zack Snyder cut of Dragon Ball Evolution? What, just cut out the first half entirely? Just like, you just basically just had King Piccolo, make him even greener.
Make it even grittier and beautiful visuals, but everything would be like, make Jesus analogy to Goku, make it pretty grim, show how bad people are, and in the end, Goku and Piccolo find out that their mothers both were named Gine.
Yeah. So, why did you say it? Why did you say the name? Why did you say it? Oh dear. And then incidentally, Brendan Little then asked me to sing Goku's I am so smart. I am so smart. SMRT. I mean SMART. Yeah, because
ASMR.
Asthma. Okay, Manifesto. What if Vegeta got Wrathful form? How different or similar would Vegeta be in body and mind in comparison to Broly's Wrathful? Different glow or same buff? I'd probably say same buff, same glow. Probably a little bit more likely to retain control, but it would certainly make Vegeta a lot more wild in his approach. Probably a bigger threshold before him losing total control. But, yeah. So, it could be a bit more dynamic in that way. Manifesto again. And what if he achieved Rosé? If so, how? I ask only in clarity because he's not black, and black was a god soul in a mortal body. Vegeta's just immortal. Well, let's just say maybe it is something to do with the royal blood. Like, something to do with that. It's just somehow the royal blood of a Saiyan does change your properties in a way.
Well, now with a spirit control, he could technically take some, some key from a Kai.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, but then again, we're not too sure whether he can actually absorb it himself, or if he can only just manifest it and then destroy it, or something like that. That remains to be seen. But if that's very true, then that attack is just there have to be some guidelines in that attack, because otherwise it's just going to be ridiculously overpowered. Like, they've got to put some curbs on that, certainly.
I hope it's not, oh, I'm not using that again. I'm Vegeta. I'm not using useful attacks because I have my pride.
Well, they did that. Well, he did do that with instant transmission, going like,
yeah.
I used it that one time. I'm not going to do it again.
That's silly. It's just ridiculous. You got it. Use it.
Silly Vegeta.
Silly Vegeta. Alright, Colin. What if Dragon Ball Rise was canon? Dragon Ball Rise. I need to remind myself what that is exactly, Colin. Let me just remind myself. I've heard the name. Dragon Ball Rise. I believe it's by Rising Fist. But basically, I need to actually remind myself on that, mate. But I will definitely go and have a look at it after the stream when I can. Yeah, looking after Doggo has been a bit iffy. But thanks very much for the reminder, Colin. Paparazzi, what if Barber was secretly evil and had been low-key, collecting energy to revive Boo the whole time? Well, it certainly would have been a twist, and involved some way in a character arc for Roshi. Like, his sister turned out to be a malevolent witch.
Baba being a secret lover to Babidi.
Oh yeah, a Babidi. Or maybe with Bibidi. And with like Bibidi, and then basically loved Babidi like a son. In a way.
Yeah.
It's like, thank you, mother dear. Now we can rise Majin Buu together. That would have certainly been very much a twist and very conflicting. Probably like send off evil villains like an evil Grandpa Gohan against Goku. Like overpowered. That'd be really trippy. Manifesto says, goodbye, happy Father's Day for everyone celebrating. Thanks, Manifesto. Happy Father's Day to you too. Sorry, I get loads of birthday requests, so I got it like mixed up. Sorry about that, but happy Father's Day to everyone out there. But yeah, thanks very much, dude. Paparazzi, what if the Shadow Dragons were draconian clones of the people who made their wishes? Now with pictures. Ah, yes. You can find the pictures on the MasakoX subreddit, by the way, and they do look really cool. Like, the idea of, like, they actually look like the people who made the wishes. That connection. So I do like that idea. And so do give it a look. Do give it a look. It's really, really good. Vulcan asks, what if Chi-Chi was the younger sister of Vegeta? Well, it would explain the fiery temperament. And it'd be like, so, best buddy, does that make it mean that I'm your best bro-in-law?
I don't know what it is anymore. I am not related to that.
Like, yeah, there'd be that kind of an awkward moment right there. Smash Brono, what if Bardock, having survived Vegeta's destruction of the planet, good for clarification, came after Kakarot only to suffer the same head bonk when arriving on Earth? How would the deep root story play out with both Amnesia, Goku, and Bardock? Well, I'm pretty sure that in terms of power, if that Scouter still worked, then I think they would have bumped into each other eventually. Because I feel like the instinctive nature of a Saiyan still rides through, but the Bardock with a bump on the noggin wouldn't necessarily know what it meant. But I think they would eventually show up one time. And he would still have that power of clairvoyance, so he would just have this, like, these random pangs of this memory that he doesn't know anything about. So we'd have to try and find someone who could actually, like, make sense of it, like a Roshi or a Grandpa Gohan or a Baba or something like that. Just try and piece it all together. So you'd have this journey of Bardock trying to regain his memory, which could be interesting in of itself. Vulcan, what if Bardock again had to watch Pan? Thoughts? Well, for starters, he'd be incredibly impressed with how strong Pan is at the age of 5.
Just put it in a nursing capsule. Come on.
It's like, what is she doing? What is she doing already out? Just put her in a nursing capsule, man. Come on. Like, she's way too young to actually be walking.
And then Pan just bops him through the arena, or like bops him through a house. It's like,
okay, never mind. She's actually quite strong. Not bad. I was not paying attention. Like, yeah, totally.
Like, I think he would be very pleasantly surprised at what her power could very much be. Okay. Manifesto, I don't dislike it, Broly. What if Broly said this during his conversation with Chila and Lemo? Would explain why he was eagerly wanting to fight, right? I mean, I think the thing is, though, Broly does like to fight in a way, but it's just the way that Paragus did it was just really bad. Because you feel like Goku brought out the right side of it, and I feel like as the movie progressed, it definitely brought out that side, and now Broly's willing to learn, because he's now found the right teacher for him. And Goku's a very, very enthusiastic master, so I definitely think that could be very much like it.
Take in mind, because into consideration that previously Broly had to fight to defend himself. It was fight or die, basically.
It wasn't for sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, nowadays, absolutely. Somebody showed him that you can use it as a meaning of perfecting yourself.
Yeah. No, definitely, absolutely. Vulcan, what if Hercule learned Force Spirit Fission and Spirit Control? What if Piccolo and TM were in the Nappa what if, and any Bardock what ifs in the works? Bardock what ifs? No, not yet. What if Piccolo and TM were in the Nappa what if?
Tien is in this one, but he got defeated because he was taken over by Babidi.
Babidi, exactly. Absolutely. It was a very long time ago, but that was very much the case. And if Hercule learned spirit control and force spirit fission, the force spirit fission thing would be really cool. Like, you just go,
wow, I get to see the way we fight, and if you guys can't use that energy responsibly, then no one will be able to do it.
And then we would get, like, Timebreaker style power Hercule.
I can turn off those fake powers of yours.
Exactly.
It's like, well, I'm just going to prove exactly that your powers are not what they're all cracked up to be.
And then, yeah.
Honestly, that's a pretty fitting power for Hercule.
It is actually, really.
It's like, I'm done with all these tricks. Now you get to fight me equally on my terms.
And you know what? I think in a way he's stubborn enough to try and get through the training. I think he would do that.
I think he would. I think that. Let's make a note of that. Let's make a note of that. Maybe for
that might be a good thing for the Hercule what if.
Yeah, maybe that could be fun. Nick Wolf. Oh yeah, in Good Boy Nappa, are Tien and Chaozu still dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still
dead.
They dead.
And also Piccolo's on Namek.
Yep, exactly. Vulcan, what if Bardock and his team learnt spirit control? Well, I would imagine their powers would increase quite dramatically, but not as much as you think. Like maybe, I don't know, like maybe a 5 times increase. Like, it would certainly give them enough power, but again, they would just have much more focused powers and stuff, but it wouldn't be enough to actually do anything in their timeline. They'd be able to, like, take out Zambon and Dodoria, sure, together, but Frieza, still a whole other matter. And Alejandro Gonzalez, thank you very much for becoming a member, dude. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Master Cave. All right. Heartless Fang. My what if brain is spent this week. Have some money. Oh, thanks, Heartless Fang. I hope you're doing well, by the way. And it's really appreciated all the same. Hope you're doing well. Vulcan again.
So
So
this Fang has a heart after all.
Oh, you do care. All right, Vulcan. What if Bardock and Guinea went to Earth with Goku? Bardock cannot leave the planet. Bardock and Guinea's thoughts on Gohan and Vidal's relationship? Bardock would just think that Gohan's a complete nerd, like everyone else.
He would be annoyed that he cannot leave the planet, and I think he would just, you know what he would do? He would just fight for money in some, like,
as like a mercenary or just like street fighting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, he'd be great. Streets of Rage 5, Bardock confirmed. Or DLC for Streets of Rage 4. You'd have that. Chrome by... Oh, and with Guinea, pretty much similar what we get with the Guinea story in our actual one. Chrome Bison. What if Future Trunks got fed up with Vegeta helping Semi-Perfect Cell and vaporized his father instead of holding back? You know what? I would actually like to see that. Like, how would everything be handled if Trunks basically went, you know what? We have Dragon Balls. I'm just going to get rid of my dad. Like, you know, that would be like... That would certainly damage their relationship forever. Like, you know, if Vegeta got wished back, and then in the Goku Black Saga, Trunks wanted help, Vegeta would just tell him to F off. Like, he would never help. He would never help his son again. You know, just because it's like, you know, there's pride and stuff like that. But then, that's patricide. That's still patricide, dude. But it would certainly be something to... It'd be very, very awkward at the Capsule Corp family reunion. Like, Bulma would be, like, very conflicted at the very least.
And it might be very, like, come through very negatively on present Trunks.
Oh, definitely. Basically, if he and Future Trunks are like, yeah, you killed my dad, and stuff like that.
No. Vegeta could take... Yeah.
Oh.
The relationship might be a little bit more...
You think how R&R Vegeta treats R&R Trunks is bad? It'd be 10 times worse. It'd be 10 times worse. Absolutely. Papa Poda, what if all the Saiyans did Saitama's training and that both the Universe 6 and 7 Saiyans had been doing it as a tradition passed down for hundreds of years? How differently would the timeline have turned out? Well, if they could all finish it in one punch, man, then the Saiyans would be extremely imbalanced regardless of what they were doing, probably extremely confident, but then again at the same time, it depends. Like, it's like a mind of attrition. It's like a test. So if you are a worthy Saiyan warrior, you can brave through the fact that you can beat any battle. But at the same time, it would be a very, very limited elite. I think most of them would probably go crazy for the fact that they have Saiyan pride. They like a good battle. But if they basically end everything in one punch, there's no fight. There's no fight. There's nothing to gain in terms of joy. It would certainly be a very big, interesting judge of character for a Saiyan. So it'd be actually really interesting thematically. Definitely, Podo. Mean Crank, what if after Namek, Bulma used her reverse-engineered scouter to make an untraceable crank calls to the Freezer Force? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to order a pizza, please. Yeah, 2. Pink energy. Like the one that killed your master. Bye!
just like, oh,
Oh, hey, by the way, I'm just here to collect your order of filthy monkeys. Oh, no, you didn't order it? Well, it looks like my friend Goku beat you to the punch. Gotcha!
just like, oh, crank calls. Absolutely. Rub it in their face that Frieza's dead. Oh, definitely, I would say. Mean Crank again. What if the old movie Broly and the new Broly were twins? It reminds me of an old bad fan fiction that I read like ages ago. Like the son of Broly, like fuses with Broly, and then Goku and Luffy have to do Gear 2 plus Super Saiyan 3 together to defeat them. Like it's on the channel somewhere, but I think that's pretty much what would happen. Just in the differences is that they're twins instead of father and son. Darren Hardy, hope everyone's doing well. We are doing well, thanks very much asking for Darren. I've got 2 questions for the 3 of you. First, if you could make a move completely out of continuity just for fun, what would you do? And secondly, is there a race from another series you'd like to see join? In terms of a race, I'd like to see Aisha from the Kataro from Outlaw Star in there. Yeah, I would like to see her, that kind of race in there. Or the Cat Twins from Dominion Tank Police. I don't know. Something about, yeah, kind of like cat beings and stuff like that. Which, that actually can kick butt. Instead of they're just for fan service. No Neko Para here.
Yeah, I can talk for myself and Sophie because I'm pretty sure what Sophie would like. Sophie would like some kind of more lizard people, like some awesome lizard people to be around.
Yeah.
Like Argonians, but not necessarily Argonians, but something like that. And for myself, I really like the idea of a hive mind race being embodied in the series. You know, like having one mind, many bodies, essentially.
Oh yes, of course. Yes. No, that's
but even less, less personable than Baby. More like, this unstoppable swarm.
Yeah. No, that'd be really cool. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. But in terms of the attack, the power bow that Ranch has is pretty much the most I'm so proud of that attack or that technique. Just the power bow. I'm so happy about that. I really like that. So that'd be my answer.
Yeah.
Do you have a technique that you got on the fly, Have?
Oh, when we were coming with the ideas for Universe 13 team, I got someone that I liked. I want those black hole punches, man. Like,
from the spot.
Janemba had something like that, but I would like to see someone having that on a daily basis. You punch into a portal like Spot, and boop, the punch goes right to your enemy.
Oh yeah, that'd be really true. And then basically goes through the body and into the organs, really causing a lot of... That's a lot of damage! That would certainly be that. That's good. I like that. Thanks, Red Dragon, for the reminder. We do have a very major backlog because we do get a lot of these. So do be aware that it will take some time to get through them. So we're actually going to have our cutoff point in about 10 minutes. So if you want to get a super chat in, you've got about 10 minutes to do so. Just so you know. Because we want to get through this as quickly as possible. Or as at least the best we can so we can get everyone in. Connor Moffat, what if Trunks trained with Piccolo in the Room of Spirit and Time during his second visit? I think both of them would benefit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Trunks would have a calm mind, so he'd be less erratic and stuff. Piccolo probably would have maybe a better understanding of Vegeta, because those two are always like portrayed to be like rivals in some way. So it'd be a very interesting insight for Piccolo. And like realize like, Trunks isn't as bad as his father. Like, good insight into that family, I would say. Joe the Medical. What if someone wished to use the Konami code from Contra on all the Z Warriors, 30 extra lives? And what if, so basically, if everyone did that, then Yamcha would definitely appreciate that. And Yamcha, you know, basically the Cyberman comes in, explodes, and and Yamcha comes out of it, say, "Is that all you got?" He'd be extremely cocky. And then the day he basically he ran out of his last life and he forgot the code, that would certainly happen. It's like, well, I'm just gonna use the code and how does it work again? Oh no! Yeah. You know that would happen to Yamcha if he got that opportunity, because it's funny. And what if anyone in the DBZ universe was gender swapped at the beginning of Dragon Ball? How would you change the filler arcs? How would you change the filler arcs and you can't remove them?
It's a very complex question.
That's a very complex question. If everyone was gender swapped, doesn't really matter in a way. Because if it's like a complete polar opposite, exactly the same thing would happen. It's just the character.
I mean, the families could look, the couples could look different.
Yeah, the couples would look different, obviously. But in terms of like the basic structure, not really much to change. A good character, their gender doesn't matter. It's just you have that character. They just so happen to be, you know, whatever gender they are. That's the mark of it. It just a gender is like not the absolute defining nature of a character necessarily. Like Ranch could easily work as a dude. Just in this one, just so happens to be a girl. There you go. It all depends. Cinderbat, we will. Yeah, I do see your super chat. It will be up shortly. Paparacha, what if only Chaozu had a stand? Oh, if Chaozu had a stand, it'd be like.
What do you mean? What do you mean? He already has a stand. His name is Tien.
Ah, yeah. I just need to come up with like, I need to come up with like a stand name or something like that. But yeah, it is Ten Shinhan. There you go. Paparacha, what if Oolong trained like Goku? Well, you know, that would certainly, you know. I'm trying to find a. Well, let's say in terms of training, he would go the whole hog.
He would became the legendary Super Swine.
Yes. Oh, it's a shame that Sophie isn't here. Her Oolong impression is brilliant, but oh well. Master Riku, what if Dr. Gero had a Saiyan android, and it's not Vegeta or Goku? Like, oh, if it's Raditz, like somehow they brought back Raditz, they use Raditz's body as like a vessel and stuff like that, and Gero used some technical wizardry, so you have Android 17 being Raditz reborn. That would actually be really cool. I like that. Just, you know, the android Raditz just comes back and he gets his revenge for being killed in the first 5 episodes. That'd be fun. Paparacha, what if Frieza and Cold were 19 and 20? Well, you can get that sort of vibe in our What If Jiro and Frieza Teamed Up episode. Like, you know, I feel like if Jiro did it, he would have some kind of failsafe in there to stop Frieza from overruling everything. But Frieza would just, you know, do it because, oh, I can get stronger. Doesn't realize that Jiro has a failsafe in every single android. And then he gets exploded. So there you go. Papa Poto, what if the world of Avatar The Last Airbender and Dragon Ball were the same world, just separated by several centuries between them, and Grandpa Gohan was the current Avatar? Would he have survived without hurting Goku? Hard to say really, but in terms of the overall kind of essence of, like, ki control and all that kind of stuff, I suppose it would actually gel quite nicely because of the prodigy of, like, Aang and Goku. It would just be a little bit more madcap, something that's, I don't really know. I need to actually watch more of Avatar. I have been really...
That's a perfect Lucia question, to be quite honest.
Yes, we will make a note of this, and the next time we have Lucia on the podcast, which we definitely will, Podo, we will have that question ready for her, so you can get a really good answer.
Yeah.
Jonah Medical, what were some of your favourite lines you never got to say in DBZA post-Cell Saga? Oh, let me think. Oh, okay. It would be Goku going through all the Super Saiyan stages. Yeah, this is a Super Saiyan, and then this is a Super Duper Saiyan, and this is a Super Duper Saiyan. Just like doing the Super Saiyan 3 transformation and just saying Super Duper Saiyan. Just that moment would have actually been absolutely fantastic. Dark Snake 5, what if DBZ was an Avatar The Last Airbender? What element would each character be? Again, we'll save that question for Lucia, because actually this is going to be really good. Like
we had that many times though, so to give you some examples. Broly, Earth, Goku, Air, Vegeta, Fire, Piccolo, probably Water?
Yeah, I would say so because he does survive mostly on water.
Yeah.
So I'd say that would check out. But yeah, the most of the Saiyans would be like air, and then kind of like I feel like Yamcha would be firebender. Okay, Cinderbat. What if the Saiyans became Frieza's race for a year? Well, Goku would then finally appreciate the taste of wine. That's for sure. You just see Goku just like swilling a glass of wine before a fight. You just have that kind of stuff.
Goku would find several transformations in which, like extra transformations which Cooler and Frieza didn't know about. Oh, yeah. That's yeah. Try to make a Frieza Goku voice. How would Frieza raise Goku sound like?
Well, Goku would be here, and then Frieza would be here. So, well, really, you'd have this kind of thing, filthy monkey. Like something a little bit more debonair, as in Goku, who actually learns a proper vocabulary.
It's kind of Jacko or a little bit of Black.
A little bit, but less zany and much more applicable because, Jocko is a lazy so-and-so. Yeah, no, that's a good question, actually. Chozo. What if Grandpa Gohan survived Goku's Zaru rampage? If he'd been able to remove the tail, how might events change? Could he live as long as Roshi? Probably not, because he doesn't do the training, and I don't think he's really in for that. So he would eventually die of old age anyway. But I feel like Goku would actually know more things about the world. Like, I feel like Goku would be educated a bit better. So he wouldn't be as much of a simpleton, as in he would actually know that girl. He wouldn't have to pat to know who was a girl and who wasn't for a start. Probably a little bit more civilized. Gohan would have probably taken him to the city, maybe. Just like once, just to say, this is the city. Okay, we're going home. That kind of stuff, because again, Grandpa Gohan's a hermit. But I feel like he would definitely want to remove the tail. So I think that would definitely happen. But he would mostly be there as a sage guidance, not really fighting per se. He would be basically there for moral support. Arthur E. King, what if Piccolo had been given a pair of Patara after Raditz, fused with Gohan during training, Zenkai and Regen? Would they retain that power afterwards? Not necessarily, because I don't think that's how fusions work. I'm not too sure. Sometimes they retain memories, sometimes they don't. It's always a bit inconsistent. But I feel like if you had like Gohan and Piccolo, you'd have Gohikolo. The power would be it would be enough maybe to beat Nappa. Well, it would beat Nappa because it's not just plus, it's a multiplier. But the multiplier, hard to say. But I would say maybe that would be enough to beat Nappa. Maybe not Vegeta, though. But it would certainly be something that would definitely buy people some time for Goku to arrive.
Although it would be pretty emotionally unstable, taking in part that you still have kinda evil Piccolo and a little bit unstable child.
Oh yeah, that's very much true, absolutely. And by the way, everybody, I would just like to say now that the super chats are now officially closed. Thank you so much for your contributions, everybody. We do have so much still to go through, so do stick around.
And we are odd-numbered today, so...
We are odd-numbered, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, thank you very much anyway. So, yeah, super chats are now closed. So, alright, let's carry on. Master Riku, what if Goku or Gohan was asked to become a Kai? In terms of Goku, I would certainly play the sound. I didn't press the button. Goku would be a terrible Kai because he would not know the difference. He would not want to sit out in the shadows. It's similar if he became the Guardian of Earth. He would not want to be... He would not want that, certainly. If Gohan did, probably a bit more methodical, but you need to have some way of him being able to be immortal. And I don't think he would really take that well because all of his family and loved ones would die. So that would be a very much big bitter pill to swallow, certainly. Paparazzi. So, what if Goku and or Vegeta married someone not rich and had to work? I just noticed 3 out of the 4 married Saiyans married rich women. I bet Tarbell's wife is. Well, the thing is, though, they pick really good women. Strong-willed women who've actually made a business for themselves, which is very, very good. They are very much entrepreneurs. Chi came with money. Bulma made the money herself. And, yeah, I would say... I'd just say it was just purely by chance. Yeah, act of survival. They just pick the women that they want. So there you go.
And that the women that can set them straight. Come on.
Oh,
'cause-
absolutely. And I think they sort of want that in a way.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Dark Snake, what if DBZ took place in the Shonen Jump universe? Who would each DBZ character be friends with? Goku, Luffy, of course. Vegeta, Zoro. Probably Yamcha. Oh, Yamcha and Polnareff. I think, because technically JoJo is in the Shonen Jump universe. But yeah, I would say, especially Stardust Crusaders, Yamcha and Polnareff. That would be cool. That would be really fun to see.
Kakashi and Piccolo, probably.
Yes, I would say so. You know, that's just but a few. That's just but a few, I would say. Papa Podo, what if Chi-Chi had 7 evil exes Goku had to defeat before he could marry her, and each was far more challenging than the last?
They would be dragons.
They would be dragons, definitely, and one would be vegan, or the vegan dragon from Scott Pilgrim. That was a really good movie. It was just a shame that the marketing team really did not know how to sell that movie. Like, is it a gaming, geeky movie? Is it a romantic comedy? Is it pure action? Nobody really knew. So I remember one time, I actually saw that with the TFS guys. We were in Vancouver. We're the only people in the cinema, and it only been out a week. So, the marketing was really, really bad. I would definitely...
But it's a cult movie, so
Oh, it's a really good movie. I love that movie. I need to see it again. It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
But I think if Chi-Chi had that, they would be certainly dragons, as Haverock would say. Paparacha, what if Super Saiyan 3 was useful for stamina training, or training in general, even if it's not great for a fight still? Well, Paparacha, we did do a discussion called What If We Fix Super Saiyan 3? That would answer your question. But in theory, it would certainly be very prodigious, but we'd also have a caveat with saying that it would be like, it would certainly like endanger or compromise your brain if you use it too much. Like a thrill or like you get a giddy high or something like that. There'd be some kind of limit break to it, which isn't just, oh, it's a stamina drain or something like that. Something a bit more nuanced and something a bit more dangerous in a way. Something like that. Master Riku, what if Vegeta used Nemec's Dragon Balls to wish back the Saiyan race taken out by Frieza's Destruction Ball? Frieza's resurrection proves that they'd show up where the Wisher is once wished back. Yeah, no,
we were talking about this, but I see one thing in that. So it is inconsistent. You are right that Resurrection F has shown it to us, but previously we've seen that they get resurrected where their bodies are or where they died. So how come? So there is one major difference between those periods of time, being then there is the Guardian, and I think that we can safely assume, and I think that's what Toriyama would say, because I'm pretty sure that he didn't thought about it, that it's just like then they upgraded the Dragon Balls so they can do that. But the problem, you see, is that at this point in time they would still revive them when they were. So yeah.
No, definitely. I absolutely agree. But we'll definitely make a note of that, because that's actually a really good question. Podo, what if instead of the classmates he had in the original story, Gohan's high school classmates were DB versions of Class 1A from My Hero Academia? Which of the girls would be most likely to take Vidal's role?
I haven't seen much of My Hero Academia, but I think Momo would be...
Momo, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Like, that kind of prodigious type thing. So, Momo, flat out. And again, I need to see more of My Hero Academia. I've watched the first 10 episodes, and I love it. I really do. But I want to see more. But I'm waiting for the time where I can actually just sit down and just blast through it. So, maybe at the end of the latest season, or maybe season 5, or something like that. So, I've got a
like, everybody would like to befriend Bakugo because he's such a deep character.
Yeah. God, you're such a deep character. And Pampa Podo actually would prefer Momo as well. So there you go. It actually works out. Red Dragon Force 2 says Vegeta's redemption, 5 stages of depression. Denial, his first fight with Goku. Anger, Namek. Bargaining, androids. Depression, the 7-year skip. And acceptance, his death. Absolutely. I mean, the thing is though, his character arc had been finished by the Boo Saga. But in Super, they didn't know what to do with it to give him a new one. To give him a new journey post-acceptance. So they thought, let's just do the same thing again. Just do that again.
I mean, GT did Vegeta better than Super did. Let's be honest.
The moral, and we'll whatever we think about the moral arc and how it's going to turn out, they've done that better with Vegeta, like already. Even if the ending turns out to be rubbish, the lead up to that, very good. Very
and
good.
Also, guys, you're gonna hate me, but speaking of GT Vegeta, I liked Mustache Vegeta.
It's certainly very different, I know. It's like...
Yeah.
Now, Red Dragon agrees with you, definitely. Okay, Joe the Medical says, when can we expect What Affinity? We need to actually work on this properly, and probably maybe when we want to when we finish some more of the what ifs, like when their universes are complete, we can actually use the entire history of it to produce something that is fully comprehensive. But we'll definitely want to bring that back, certainly. And it'll be basically, if anyone gets some of the references, they are true deep cut fans of the channel, so it'll be something for them.
Hey, I got that reference. By the way, guys, just so you know, we have a very deep backlog of videos and what ifs we've already made because we are trying to have a buffer. So a lot of the stuff we have, like Mas has already shot. I have already written some of them. Mas has already written some of them. So, like, we don't do those things on day-to-day routine. Basically,
that is far too stressful. We used to do that, and it was very, very hectic. But now that we actually have a proper buffer of about 3 weeks, like 2-3 weeks, sometimes 4 weeks, depends on what I've got going, but it means that we've got plenty of time to produce something that is really, really good. And Ricardo,
so your suggestions sometimes need some time to be
it's a bit delayed,
incorporated,
but they will do eventually, so just do be patient. And Ricardo, I'm not sure whether I got to yours yet, but we do have a backlog, so when we do, I'll let you know. Okay, so Paparazzi says, what if Raditz survived but didn't turn good? Well, if he survived and didn't turn good, he'd be able to try and probably escape the planet in some way. Like, maybe hitch a lift in somehow in, like, one of, like, Nappa and Vegeta's spacecraft and stuff. Because right then, if he'd have been a failure, Vegeta would have killed him. Like, that's the final straw. Yep. He would certainly try and survive in a world. Like, he probably just go
in a world.
In a world.
You are the weakest Saiyan.
Goodbye. And it would be basically... He would be fighting for his life in a way. Yeah, certainly. Joe the Medical, what if everything MasakoX says becomes canon? Well, it's certainly a conspiracy theory of Haverox and I's that certain things might happen, or certain little tidbits that we've said in the past couple of years might somehow get it. Like, apparently Xenogoku and Vegeta are having Limit Break Super Saiyan 4 designs. And I'm like, if these turn out to look a bit similar to what we did for Super Saiyan 5, our reinterpretation of it with Trev, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. That's all we'll say. Gobi, what if Chitamaki or Blood Bubble bushes existed in Dragon Ball? And what if Goku unwittingly consumed the fruit? Oh, Chitamaki, what's that from?
I have no idea.
Gobi, you are... Oh, Gobi, you're like really like coming in with like... Oh, coming up with these things. Like, yeah, really challenging. Blood Bubble bushes. That is from Junji Ito? Oh, that's a Junji... Oh, okay. It's from it's a thing, it's one of his short stories. Again, I'm not really up with Junji Ito, Gobi, but I will definitely look into that different thing. But yeah, thanks, Gobi. We'll definitely have a look at that, and if we can, we'll get back to you on that. But if it's Junji Ito, it would certainly be something very dark. It would certainly be something very, very dark, definitely. But that's fair enough, Gobi. But thank you very much for pointing it out to us. We will definitely look into it. Red Dragon Force 2. What if you three made a theme song for the Roundtable? Well, if we did, we do certainly need a jingle, like a proper intro, maybe. Like, I would imagine probably like it would be just the sounds of loads of tables flipping, and like, you know, it would just be like a cacophony of different voices, and somehow, what if Vegeta was female would be the loudest one out of all of them, because that's the loudest one that we usually get. And I'm really surprised that I've not seen one yet. I haven't seen one yet. We have actually, for the first time in weeks, I don't think we've seen a what if Vegeta was female. So, it would certainly be a jingle, a lot of talking, but I think that would be that. What do you think, Hav?
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, my mind is empty when it comes to this, you know.
No, that's all right. Master Riku, what if in order to have a wish granted, you have to offer some treat to Shenron? Oh, yeah, no, totally. Like, I know Red Dragon, I jinxed it, I know, but right now, it's a good run. He'd be like Shenron would be like a doggo. Like, you know,
Come on, Shenron. Will you do it for a Shenny snack? Will you do it for 2 Shenny snacks?
Imagine Shenron talking with Scooby-Doo voice.
It's like, "Raw wishes granted. Shenny, Renny, roo."
Yeah. Do it for a Shenny snack. But yeah, no, basically they would have that, but the wish for like the panties from like Oolong, they would not do it. They'd have to come up with some kind of snack. Then Bulma would eventually come up with Shenny snacks. So eventually, like that, Bulma would come up with something.
They're made from dragon fruit.
Dragon fruit and dark chocolate. Very nice. Okay. Next one is Dark Snake. What if women who have Saiyan children become Saiyan themselves? What would change from the original series? Okay, I know what you mean. Because like certain things from the baby and the mother, they sort of they do an exchange. So maybe in some kind of element that there are some sort of Saiyan types of cells in the body. I suppose maybe like say for example like if they got hurt or something like that, they injured themselves, they would recover faster maybe. And they would actually be fitted in before. Like a very, very mild Zenkai. Like, very mild. Not, like, power. It doesn't make you stronger. But you just feel more, peppy in that way. Just something very, very basic. And maybe your favorite pet, you would just be then wanting to have a pet monkey. That impulse to have a pet monkey. Then something like that.
Yep.
Kira Darkness, more Goku as a female full series. Don't worry, Kira, I will be working on that. We're very much behind, like 3 weeks schedule, but I will look into doing another part. I really do want to, but we've just had a lot of other ones to either wrap up or continue. Paparacha, what if future Jiro survived and turned the seemingly kaput Z-Fighters into androids to stop his rogue creations? Only Piccolo fully gone because of the Dragon Balls. Well, you'd have, like, future Clearin'. He would survive.
Yeah.
Basically...
Yamcha, Vegeta,
Tenshin, Clearin'. They all survived. So basically, it would just be a very macabre thing, and only Gohan would get the reference. Like, Trunks would be like, "Who are these people, Gohan?" "They were once our friends." "Well, I still don't know them. Can I kill them?" "Oh yeah, sure, be my guest." Like... It would certainly be... They'd be the minions, in a way, before you get to 17 and 18. Like, 17 would be just like, "Yo, guys, we got ourselves a posse. Ain't that dope?" Just like, that, trying to be all gangster with that. Alright. Natural Geeling? Or Geeling? What if instead of panties, Oolong wished for Goku to have his family back? Well, at that time, it would certainly be that not qualifier of them being in space.
And also, it would bring back Grandpa Gohan, because Grandpa Gohan was who Goku considers to be his family.
Yeah, that technicality, definitely. So Grandpa Gohan at the very least, but Bardock and Gine in space, and then asphyxiate and die.
Saiyans in space, suffocating.
For 30 seconds. But yeah, it'd certainly be that. But at least Grandpa Gohan would survive. Montoku Jackson, what if Chi-Chi was a Saiyan? Well... They would definitely have a much better appreciation for Goku's training. It would be meaning that Gohan was a full Saiyan. And probably more powerful. Super Saiyan be able to get a bit quicker. And Chi-Chi would probably train more. Like, the desire for Gohan to become a scholar, probably not as important. Like, say for example, like Ox King just found Chi-Chi as a baby and then raised her as his own. So, yeah, I'd certainly be like that. But yeah, Gohan would actually have a much more stable upbringing. Maybe not as heavily reliant on studying.
She could be the daughter of that, Saiyan companion of Bardock, that pilot guy from the Broly movie, for example. And Bardock would tell, I better send off my daughter as well.
Oh yeah, that's very true. Absolutely. Colin, what if Piccolo fused with Guru on Earth? Well, if Piccolo did that, that would keep Guru in there somewhere. But I don't know whether... It's never been really said whether you can actually fuse with a Dragon Clan, between Warrior and Dragon clans.
You can, at least in Universe 6 you can.
I think the Universe 6 Namekians are slightly different. But I don't know whether you can do that with Universe 7. But I know Carmen...
I think I can, but again, I think you can, but I don't know how the games...
But Piccolo would be like, "Okay, I'm like 90% sure I can't do that.
So, something like that. We're not quite sure.
It
but...
would be Gohan, like,
Gohan! It's time for you to train. Special Beam Cannon! Super Kami Special Beam Cannon!
There you go. Okay. Paparacha, what if the Sun family got a puppy and Goku misinterpreted Chi-Chi's orders to train it? Well, it's sort of what we're doing right now. Like with me. Training Alpha is a whirlwind. Alpha's absolutely amazing, really prodigious. She's only 9 weeks old, and she knows so many commands. Like, all that kind of stuff. Because she just does it. She's so well behaved. It's crazy how good she is. Like, it's ridiculous.
But I think that Goku basically imagine like he would train the if they had like B, imagine B looking kind of like Beerus or even God candidate Topo, and like Whis would taken that dog as the possible candidate for God of Destruction.
God of Destruction B, the GODB.
Yeah.
GODB, GOAT. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Carl Taylor, what if Jiro was Cell? So basically, we'd have like an Anilaza type thing. Like, yeah, if all else fails, Jiro puts his DNA into the mind of some imperfect Cell.
No Cell games, definitely. Jiro just would like to have the job done.
Oh yeah, no, he would basically just kill them all. Like, no reason, the whole... Oh no, Gobi, they're bearded collies, by the way. So not border collie, beardy. A bearded collie. Yeah, but no, certainly, there would be no beating about the bush, certainly. Just, everything would be done. Trunks would be just offed instantly. In Inigo Montoya, what if Goku joined the Crane School instead of the Turtle School? Probably would be training with Ten Shinhan. Probably would actually really be enjoying the fact that he'd be getting quite strong. But initially, if he had that initial thing with Roshi, then eventually probably might be swayed away from it. Like, but he'd have to discover it on his own. But certainly, he would benefit from all the techniques. He would learn the Dodon Ray, which actually would be pretty useful. Like, you have the Kamehameha and the Dodon Ray. That'd be really interesting. But I think Shen would definitely want to know about the Kamehameha. I think that'd be a bone of contention between them.
But it said instead, right?
Oh, instead of. Well, basically in that case, then Goku would be a straight-up assassin. Like...
Yeah, Goku might try to leave even. I don't think he would like it.
No, but he would certainly get a lot of resistance. I think, for sure. Like, okay. Red Dragon Force 2, on behalf of Augustus. What if Khalifa and Kale were in Universe 6 versus Universe 7? We're in Universe 6 versus Universe... Oh, okay. So if they were in the tournament, then basically it would just be the Saiyan show. It'd be like, you'd have 3 Saiyans, maybe Magetta, oh no, Frost, and then Hit. It would actually be a really boring lineup. Because you'd have 3 Saiyans, a Frost Demon, and Hit. And that's it. I mean,
nothing new, and Botamo and Magetta were cool because they were something new, guys.
Yeah,
exactly. They were a perfect balance of funny characters and like capable warriors.
Even though sadly the Magetta in the dub was terrible. Like, I missed the Japanese one was just
I haven't heard the dub.
It's like they just used a text to speech thing because it just goes. Chugga, chugga, chug. Chugga, chugga, chug. Like, it's terrible. I remember when that came out and everyone was like, oh my god. How could you mess that up? Because you could just use the original Japanese voice. Because it's just... That was... The Japanese Magetta was so... It sounded so cute for being a giant robot. Okay. Natural Geeling. What if Cooler went to Namek instead of Frieza? Probably be a little bit more willing to reason and stuff like that. Maybe if Vegeta's trying to get revenge on Frieza, I feel like I certainly feel like Cooler would go along with it, only to betray Vegeta later. But I feel like he would at least hear Vegeta out.
He wouldn't freely kill all the Nameks, and he would like, look, filthy monkeys. He would take one Namek, and that's what I can do to one of you. Bring me Dragon Balls, or I will do that to all of you. That's all.
Yeah, he would basically just like, he would be very measured in how he'd be more effective and be a bit more vicious, rather than, chaotic like Frieza. Okay. Our next one is, what if King Chopper trained with the Crane Hermit? Ooh, probably a bit of a bone of contention there, I would say, like Master Shen versus King Chopper.
Yeah.
I'd pretty much say there'd be a war of words in a way, and I feel like King Chopper might come off the better, because he's a pure spirit in terms of fighting and stuff. And honestly, it would be really cool to see like Master Shen actually having to defend himself, like actually directly fighting. Jacked out. What if Yamcha joined the Crane School? Wow, there are a lot of Crane School ones. Well, I think Yamcha, if he did, he would certainly be like, wanting to find some guidance in a way with his power, using the Wolf Fang Fist. But I feel like they would discourage him for using it because it's like not part of the Crane School way. And I feel like that would make him a bit dubious about it. But yeah, Yamcha would leave eventually. But I feel like he would certainly want to get the strength. But certainly he would not want to lose his identity.
Again, depending on when, I think sadly they might, if it was pretty early on, they might sadly brainwash him.
Yeah, if it was like that young, that is very true. Gobi, what if the dragons live in a unique dimension beyond the bands of Zeno and the 12 universes with its own systems, being accessible by dragons? So like dragons are the conduit. Well, that probably might be the case. Like the Dragon Balls, instead of being like where the dragons actually live inside them, it's like a portal. So you basically just use them to summon the dragon. Like it's a gateway between another world. So that'd be kind of cool. Like somewhere where, Goku goes at the end of GT. Like he gets to see the dimension of the dragon dimension. That'd be really cool. Like to actually see, so this is where you hang out.
Oh yes, Goku. Yes. You see there's Jerry. I play tennis with him on Thursdays. There's Laura. Hey, Laura! She makes a wicked stew.
Just, like, have this moment of, like, just this bland, like, slice of life with the dragons. They have the 4 hands. They play table tennis.
They have an office, like the office, but with the dragons. They just have,
wears a tie. Shenron wears a tie to work. Dragons, but dragons don't wear ties. Oh. That would be so Toriyama. Just like Shenron has a desk job. Yeah. Master Riku, what if the Avengers and DBZ had a crossover? Well, you definitely have Captain America and Goku doing their thing. Thor and Vegeta trying to do
Thanos
that.
would still be a threat.
Yep. Thanos and Frieza, like digging it out. Like that'd be funny. Yeah. But Thanos would definitely be the bigger guy. Okay. Prince Cooler, what if the Supreme Kai could detect changes in the timeline? For example, Shin would be able to track down Cell's time machine the moment it arrives. Well, the thing is, though, they are all still shocked by the fact that anyone could be stronger than Frieza.
But at this point, they may be actually of greater help if they were introduced that early.
Yeah, like earlier on in Z, or if they were able to do that. But then again, you would not have the Cell Saga as we know it. And the Cell Saga it would be a real shame if that wasn't the case, just in a sense of significance.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if I think I broke up for a moment, but I was about to say introducing them so early would definitely help, made them more helpful. I don't remember, was Hibito stronger in physical sense than Shin?
I think so. Because
I think it was the indication, right?
Yeah, I think you'd need someone who was actually quite strong. Like, I think Kibito, he was like of the non-Supreme Kai Shinjin. I think he was like one of the commoners, like the strongest commoner.
Yeah.
So I think it was like that. Okay, Craig Twitchell. Hey! It's the Dr. Giro what if. What did Dr. Giro discover the big gettester?
I like this one, and I made a note of that.
Oh, sorry?
I made a note of that, and I like it.
Okay, well, Craig will definitely make a note of that for later, and that might make it into a lightning round at the very least. Red Dragon Force 2. What if Garnet Jr. didn't return after Cell, facing a Gohan who's more willing to take him down? So basically, if he returned after the Cell Saga, then basically you'd have the whole Blackwater Mist thing, but basically Gohan would be actually the one to do the deed and just like take his revenge. Like, seeing Gohan do that, not in BoJack, like in the main timeline, would actually be really cool to see him actually fully accepting the Defender of Earth role. So that'd actually be really cool to see. And a not really that threatening villain to do it. So I think that could be fairly reasonable. Fairly reasonable, certainly. Yashbet thanks Masako, just sending this to say I'm having a lot of fun catching up with your content. Much love to Haverock and the whole gang too. Aw, cheers, Yash. That's really appreciated. That's really cool, thank you. Dark Cloud Alpha, what if old Kai took over as Supreme Kai? Well, he sort of does in a way. Like, he sort of does. Like, when he comes back, he doesn't relinquish the role. He just sort of he's there and undermines Shin with almost every opportunity. Which is kind of what he does. So
he also assists Cronoa, so he's all over the place. He's basically he doesn't have an official function, but he chimes in whenever he can. So.
Oh yeah, no, certainly. He basically he's got a finger in lots of pies. Let's just say. So he's definitely got connections. Gobi, what if DBZ Goku had ironically tried using reverse psychologically by telling Gohan to not dodge when Buu jumps him? Well, the thing is, though, the joke's kind of done at the end of the Cell games, because Gohan can now dodge. Yeah, that's the thing. The joke's kind of done. So basically, I fear that would work against him. So in a way, that would actually be kind of funny. Like, Goku's so out of touch. Like, not dodge, Gohan! And then Gohan actually doesn't dodge. It's like, what? That's not how it works! And then Boo's just like, I believe that thing was actually I believe your son had actually fixed that problem. You were just so oblivious to notice, Goku. It's like,
oh, oblivious. That makes sense.
That kind of stuff. Okay. Joey V, what if Piccolo decided to fuse with multiple Namekians like Salnon and Pilina to deal with Buu? Cell Saga showed he'd show behavior like this. Given the boost, I think it would have worked. Thoughts? Oh, no doubt. Absolutely. The fact that Salno and Pilina have shown that you can do that, like, there is no limit. Like, and the multiplier when Piccolo fused with Nail, that was crazy. And then with Kami,
I am surprised they haven't done it in the Moro arc.
Yeah, I'm really surprised they didn't do that. That is very true. That is something that was a missed opportunity. Like, it's like Piccolo would go, whoa, you can actually do it with like 100 different people? Alright, forget that. It's like,
especially now, since Vegeta can diffuse him with those people.
Yeah,
they even have a way.
He could, like, with Eska. Like, Eska was, like, the most prominent Namekian on there. So if he, with, like, or whatever. Like, all those different Namekians. He could have done that. And it could have been temporary. I mean, I don't know why you would do it temporarily, but you could. Yeah. Ricardo Vosbin. What if Buller and Trunks were twins? Well, I feel like not really much would be different in a way. Maybe there might be more of a rivalry in that sense instead of Trunks wanting to be a good bigger brother. So there would just be more of a rivalry in that sense. But
but it would be that weird kind, of protective rivalry. They would try. They would be rivals, but they will also protect each other in a weird way. Like trying to get stronger for others' sake, but getting in their way. It would be very confused relationship. I feel
that'd be a very conflicting relationship, certainly. Gobi, what if Gohan became a casino mogul instead of a scholar? Well, he would certainly have the brains for it. He would certainly be able to find a way of gaming the system, and I think he would look, and we know he looks very dapper in a suit. Give him a really good sharp suit, he could really be a very shrewd businessman. So I think he'd be incredibly, incredibly good. Well, it would certainly solve Chi-Chi's worries of finding money, because I think Chi-Chi would just accept it. And then Android 18 would want to go into business with him. Like, it's like, look, you need someone like who could be the doll of your company, Gohan. I could certainly do that. Yeah, I would certainly she'd be like spokesperson as well. Like Gohan would be the back end person that does stuff like in public, but 18's the one that people see, and maybe
for anyone who watches the Twilight Wings, the promotional anime for Pokemon Sword and Shield, she would be like Oleana.
Yeah, pretty much. Master Riku, what if all the different foods of Universe 7 offered different kinds of power boosts for Saiyans? Example, fast food offers speed, spicy food offers more powerful energy blasts. Well, basically, it would just be like, what you get in Smash Brothers, like just all the different power-ups. They kind of offer different various powers. Like, give Goku a bowl of curry before a fight, and he gives her fire breath. It's just that'd be really, really funny to see, but I think it would also be a bit gaming. Like, what happens if the food's gone bad? That wouldn't be good.
You go bad. That's how Goku Black would be born in this.
Yes, because he ate something that was expired 2 weeks ago.
It expired my heart. Now I'm Dark Goku. Goody goody two shoes, goody goody two shoes.
Alright, Natural Geeling. What if Majin Vegeta had survived his mad explosion against Boo? Well, if he did, it would be basically just what happened in the Tournament of Power Saga. He did the final explosion, and he survived. So, he would just be around, probably in no condition to fight.
I just imagine, I just imagine, Vegeta singing "My Way" and I survived at the end, and now the end is near. Oh,
No, just like, I did it my way. Right. Well, that was anticlimactic. Oh well. Dang, it hurts to move.
Craig Twitchell. Regarding my what if future Jiro went back in time last week, they wouldn't have any trouble believing Jiro. Goku can sense intentions, and in that what if Jiro is completely sincere.
I don't know. I feel like Goku would be... He usually is quite trusting, you're right, Craig.
But I feel like Goku with this one, I feel would be very untrusting of Jiro. Like, stubbornly so. That Saiyan stubbornness would be very true of Jiro. Would you say, Hav?
yeah. Also, that's whole let's not pretend that they weren't people who were able to cheat Goku's intention scanner.
So basically, yeah, that's true. Gobi, what if Diogenes the Cynic was a powerful martial artist in Dragon Ball? And also, what if he had been Goku or Gohan's master? Well, considering that Diogenes the Cynic, he's basically the master of cynicism. Like, he would certainly have a very realistic Goku, very pragmatic, certainly nowhere near as goofy. And, certainly be very, very dry. You'd have a very...
Oh, yes, Vegeta, you are such a talented warrior.
Is that supposed to be sarcasm?
No, it totally isn't.
So, it'd just be like... And that would just make Vegeta even angrier. And Gobi says again, what if Goku had developed a stronger EQ during Super? EQ?
IQ?
I don't know what that means. Like a strong, or maybe stronger equivalent of power or something like that? Well, stakes would be even lower, that's for sure.
But if it's IQ, if it just means so, that would be nice.
Yeah, you wouldn't have dumb Goku. He would actually be like what he was in Dragon Ball Z, which would be indeed very nice to see. Sticking to his character model, certainly.
Yeah.
I would very much like to see that, please. Okay. So
Emotional.
Oh,
What that? Yeah.
emotional what, sorry?
I'm not sure how to read.
Oh,
I
emotional
don't want to
quotient.
read it.
Oh, actually
Quotient.
being more tactful. Yeah, you'd
Yeah.
actually see something that, being a bit more emotionally aware.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be very nice, and I think Chi-Chi would very much benefit from that, so you can actually read the room, let's just say. Yeah, thanks for the clarification, Gobi. Mantoku Jackson, what if Beerus met Kid Goku and saw his potential, deciding to train him? Okay, Beerus wouldn't do that. Or he would palm him off to Whis, who would then in turn palm him off to another strong guy in the Universe 7. But maybe just observe from a distance, and then maybe when the time is right, he'll try and introduce Beerus again, then fail, and then just say,
He's not done yet, Whis. Give it back to me when he's done. He's undercooked. Half-baked.
So, that kind of stuff. He'd be like, trial and error to see whether Goku can actually do it. So, poor Goku would just be left, instead of a Saiyan, he'd just be an experiment, not really able to do anything. Craig Twitchell, what if you wrote all in the Roundtable regulars into an arc? Would this be okay, Roundtable regulars? Would this be a Roundtable regulars? It would certainly be something. Usually the Roundtable regulars end up being in the What If Lightning Round, so that's pretty much what we would do. We actually need to do another one of those, so we need to actually pick some of the more common ones. So we will do that very much soon, Craig. Patrick McDonald, what if the Ginyu Force defeated the Z Fighters? Ginyu kept Goku's body, and the only survivors were Dende, Nail, and Bulma.
I mean,
Playing sound to start. Or what will you say?
no, I just wanted to say that to play the sound, but basically that would be the end of the story.
Yeah.
And then Babidi D would take awful lot to awaken Magic Buu, and then we'll basically have Buu versus Frieza Force.
Yeah, and that would end very, very quickly. Alright. Jacked Out, what if the Saiyaman turned bad? Also, basically, the Great Saiyaman actually one day decided to go,
You know what? I do not want to be the champion of justice. I want to be its greatest enemy.
It would basically have to be something like maybe a subtle possession of Gohan from Babidi. like really subtle. Like you don't know it's Babidi until like later on.
It would be like, you know, in Warner like live action show Titans, F Goku.
Yeah, F Goku, like that kind of stuff. Gobi, what if Goku ate the remains of his fallen enemies?
Oh gosh,
man, he'd be basically Yajirobe. Yajirobe would just look from the side.
That's my boy. That's my boy. You gotta get in the protein. That's the way you get stronger in my world.
Like, it would be like, a symbol would be the yardstick, and it's like, symbol would be the pinnacle of flavor. But it's like, yeah. So basically, he shoots Frieza with like the thing, and then basically what's left of Frieza he eats on the way back to Yardrat.
That's brutal.
That is pretty dark, I will say. Like maybe he gains the information or intelligence. I don't know. Red Dragon Force.
And you know, considering that a lot of cultures have that right of eating the part of your enemy gives you the part of their strength. Yeah.
Yeah, potentially that is a potential scenario that could realistically happen with Saiyans. Okay, Red Dragon Force 2. What if a Yardratian wanted to go to Earth with Goku? I feel like technically they could, if they were basically, there was some technicality, because it's a self-imposed rule in a way, because it's not like something that has been bestowed upon them that they have to. It's something that they just choose to do themselves.
And in online they go eventually because Yardrat gets destroyed. So
yeah, well they kind of have to then. So, but if they sort of have to, I imagine it would probably be like an exile. Like maybe one Yardratian was like wanting to go so much, then Pibaro decided to just exile him to get him out of the technicality, to then explore. So that kind of stuff. It'd be a technicality to use for sure. And so, yeah, Red Dragon, it definitely opens up avenues for spirit training on Earth, definitely. Master Riku, what if Vegeta had an older sister? Well then basically Vegeta would be the overlooked middle child who wants to overachieve. There'd be so much like issues there. But it would really be cool to see Vegeta's older sister. Like, she's even more prideful. Like,
you think I'm bad? You just wait till you see my sister, Echelot.
Because he obviously likes that name.
Yeah.
Maybe he had a secret sister. That's why he wanted to originally call Bullet Echelot. That'd be kind of cool.
Or he had a crush on Saiyan girl called Echelot.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's very true. Craig Switcher, what if Jiro made synthetic versions of the Z Team? Well, you basically essentially have the Dragon Ball Fighters plot. Just, with robots instead of, like, evil entities. But basically, it would just be like, you just have to fight yourself. Like, your greatest enemy is yourself!
Yeah. It will be like Metal Sonics.
Yeah, Metal Goku. You're good Goku. I'm Metal Goku. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Or then again, it's Metal Mario. Goku would just not say anything and it would really unnerve him. It's like, come on, say something! Please say something, this is really weird!
Beep.
Okay, that'll do. How dare you? How dare? Alright, Gobi, what if DB's narration was like Arrested Development? It's like, Ron Howard, it's like,
it's the end of the road for you, Moro. I'm going to defeat you.
Vegeta totally didn't defeat him. He was wrong. It's like, but just like all these like camera pans, like Gohan just like looking to the camera, just like George Michael, just like, oh dear. It's like, yeah, and then Vegeta would be just like Job. I've made a huge mistake. Oh no.
Narrator, he did.
It's like, no surprise, he did. Okay, jacked out. What if Masako woke up in the Dragon World? Well, if I woke up in the Dragon World and knew everything, like in case of being reincarnated as Yamcha, I would certainly want to try and like, train with Roshi in that way, or just find some way to get stronger. Maybe even find the Satan Dojo to actually see what that was all about. Okay. Connor Moffat, what if Goten got the ultimate form at some point after the end of Z? I think it would certainly bolster his confidence up to make him a bit more peppy. So he would actually be more believing in himself. So actually I think it'd be really good for his character. Just to kind of give him like some more motivation. Yeah. Craig Twitcher said, what if Zamasu made Gine black? Oh man, oh my god. Imagine that. Like, Zamasu would have to basically put, like, Goku's mother up against him. Man, that would be
I'm
great.
your mother, Goku.
You wouldn't hit your own.
What's the matter, Goku? You don't want to fight against your own mother?
Dun dun dun!
I don't even know you, lady.
So, you're my what?
Just like,
I don't know who you are, lady person who kind of looks like me but isn't.
oh. And another Zamasu one from Gobi. What if he opted for an outright universe hard reset plan instead of just solely offing mortals? Well, I mean, playing the sound. Like, you know, I feel like it would definitely be something that you wouldn't really get a chance to do anything. There'd be no story. Because basically... Ah, yeah, she got the reference from Friends. Nice. But really, if Zamasu just had a hard reset plan, they wouldn't really have a chance to do anything. Like, Trunks goes back to the past to ask for help. By the time he comes back, there's nothing. Like, oh, okay. So much for that then. Broly twins. Let me see. I haven't seen it yet.
We were asked about the Broly twins. Like, what if the original Broly was the brother of...
Oh, no, it is on here. No, Broly YT twins. He asked for a what if, but it is on the list, dude. So it is there.
Okay.
I just double checked to see. Okay, where is that? Alright, Red Dragon Force 2. What if after Frieza dies to a spirit bomb, Goku, Gohan, Bulma, Krillin, and Piccolo had to land on Yardrat for repairs on the way home? Well, it would... I imagine they probably would stick around, actually. So, like, they probably would go there, and they would probably train, and I think Krillin would actually learn it really much quicker. And I feel like it would actually be something really interesting. So, you know, Bulma could get some spirit control, like understanding things in certain ways. Gohan could actually probably finally sort out his rage boosts and stuff. But I think it would benefit everybody. Like, people would be much stronger and much more developed.
Yeah.
Craig Twitchell, what if Charlotte was canon? Well, it would certainly open up the dimension in a way, but I feel like everyone would like that because Charlotte actually is really liked by the fandom, certainly. It would certainly add a different aspect, and the idea of ancient Saiyans. That's definitely really cool.
Yeah, Saiyan lore.
Yeah. Actually,
Nice.
something like really grounded Saiyan lore as well. Craig Twitchell, what if a Cyberman survived and turned good? Well, probably did through a need to survive. Like, Cybermen are very quick to adapt. They have to adapt. If they want to survive on this planet, they have to be very nice to people. So, you'd see one as an accountant. It becomes a social celebrity, basically for its outright catchphrase of, "You're not!" So, you just have that. Like,
And he dies prematurely leading to the substance abuse.
oh, yeah. He basically, he accidentally thought what was like, Miracle Grow turned out to be Weed Killer. He thought, oh dear. He was taken away too soon. Red Dragon Force 2. Oceana Shenron will be weird looking like Oolong. Oh yes, because of like what we saw on the subreddit. So basically it would be like, Oolong thing. It would certainly be like, oh okay. It'd certainly be like the whole Bulma thing, but it'd be much better, twist. Instead of the Oceana Shenron lady looking one, then you just get that generic looking kind of like, goblin one. So it would certainly have that Oolong transformation would certainly be a twist. Much more grounded in the show. Brendan Little, what if Frieza went ahead with his plans and ran afoul of Moro? Would his presence help at all, or would he just get an even worse beating than from Broly? I feel like he probably would get an even worse one. I think actually Moro would probably just straight up kill him. Like, drain him dry. Like, Frieza would just not... He would not get a chance. Like... that would actually be that would be really haunting to see, because everyone thinks that Frieza's the cruelest villain. If the cruelest villain by the people, what they think, gets, bodied by an even crueler villain, that could actually be really shocking to see. But...
Yeah, Frieza is like... What Frieza is doing right now is ironically kinda helping Universe 7 because he repopulates planets. Even though he's doing that in a very evil way. He kinda, he might be inadvertently upping the mortal levels.
Yeah, purely by chance. No, that's certainly very true. Surge X2876 Orlando, Time Patrollers in the Tournament of Power. Well, if they were in the Tournament of Power, then I imagine probably they would probably just be able to kind of like almost reset certain things and be able to like give certain intel to people that they think should win. But then again, it would only have to be detected by the Supreme Kai of Time. It depends whether the Supreme Kai of Time deems that this tournament is something that shouldn't exist, or that needs to be cleverly controlled.
she wouldn't like to interfere by something that's run by Zeno and GP, I feel.
Only if it was something that was new that something bad would happen. Like, it would have to be some kind of, like, technicality. But yeah.
And I'm pretty sure GP could sense that, so...
Yeah, no, that's certainly true. That is definitely fair enough. Okay, let's see. Just kind of just like lost the chart there, but I think I got it back now. Okay. Craig Twitcher, what if one of the random dinos roaming around was wished to be a fighter? Oh yes, the one dino fighter who had enough of Gohan trying to eat his tail. Basically, a dinosaur with boxing gloves. Now, come on. That sounds awesome, right? Just this giant dinosaur at the next World Martial Arts Tournament with boxing gloves and fighting Gohan wanting revenge. But then Gohan just plays around with him, so, wow, you look delicious, and then just runs off the stage. That's that moment, little nice callback. Red Dragon Force 2. What if 18 reached out to 17 to join the Boo Saga tournament, and 17 was interested in getting some money for his family to have an early vacation? It would be really nice to see it, but at the same time, I feel like it would be a little bit forced because 17 wouldn't really want to fight. But I mean, I suppose it'd be a nice way of kind of like seeing them how they've been developing in a way. And finally, you might actually see a good chance of actually seeing his family and maybe one of the kids.
Yep.
So, you know, it was.
We got that in Good Boy 21 in What If Cell Turned Good, by the way.
Oh,
17 is there.
Oh yes,
in
of course,
Good Boy 21 he is there.
Yeah, no, certainly. No, he's certainly in there. So you need to go and check that one out to actually see that. Gobi, what if dragons had a distinct key that could only be sensed by one with a similar key? Sort of like how God Key is. So basically, in a way, it would have to change the way that a dragon radar works, like purely by chance, like Bulma discovers God Key, or like Dragon Key, just purely by accident. Like something that's been elusive for centuries, Bulma just happens to bump into. So
they would have, like, you know what they would happen? They would have a little dragon. Icarus would be the dragon raider, the living dragon raider.
No, certainly, that would definitely be true. Great Twitcher, what if Dragon Ball was in Street Fighter? Oh man, Goku, Vegeta, Ryu, and Ken. Like, Goku and Ken would be best friends, and then Ryu and Vegeta, they would definitely fight all the time.
Yes, but they would overpower like every Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, but well, we saw that in the Cell versus Ken.
Yeah.
Ken and Ryu, basically that.
Yeah.
Jack Down, what if Goku became a green Super Saiyan on Namek? Also, basically like Divine Mind Saiyan. Well, basically, if that happened, then probably just in terms of concentration, Frieza probably would have been toast. Just in the sense of like being able to concentrate and get the job done. Like none of that whole like, you know, letting him power up to 100% and then beat him then. Certainly just get the job done very, very quickly. And it would certainly look very, very cool with the Divine Mind power. Surge 2876 Orlando. What if Jotaro and Deal were in Dragon Ball Super? Well, basically, I would love to see Hit versus Dio. Like, that would be a really fantastic fight to see. Like, Hit just like improving very, very quickly, and then basically have Time Skip and Zawardo, and then just Jotaro. Jotaro's like, had the partiality to make donuts. It's like, man, I could really like do with a donut. Yeah. Don't worry, I can easily make the donuts.
You thought you're gonna fight Goku again, but it was me, Dio.
All right, that sounds kind of cool. Let's do this. Like, Zawaldo versus Time Skip. That'd be kind of cool. It would be over within a second because you have that different stuff. Craig Twitchell.
Oh.
What if Future Trunks fused with Kid Trunks? You'd have Trunks squared. But you'd have the. I don't really know. I feel like it would not be something that would really gel well, because you'd have that powerful guy who'd be a bit of an impulsive jerk in a way, but also would really like ascots. I'd say. Bossy Bats. What if Kid Buu or Dabura turned good? Well, Dabura did turn good. That's the thing. He did turn good in the other world. If Kid Buu did, you kind of get that with Oob. Like, Oob did turn good. He was the good version of Kid Buu. Like, reincarnated into...
And Kid Buu, like, he can be less evil, but he's still chaotic. Like, there's no safe interacting with Kid Buu.
No,
He's
exactly.
like a destructive element, you know. He's not even really much of a person.
Yeah, there's no real sort of like, you know, any kind of stuff with them really. It's just like really, it's very iffy. Let's just say that. Let's see. Craig Twitcher, what if Mrs. Doubtfire was Trunks' nanny?
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry, that's a new one.
Play the sound. What?
I'm sorry, that's a new one. I just did.
Yeah.
Well, basically, yeah, having Robin Williams as Trunks' nanny, it's like, hello there, Trunks. I'm Mrs. Doubtfire, and it basically just like, it would certainly be very interesting. But I feel like there would be very nice, heartwarming '90s antics. Help is on the way, dear. Just like, you know, Mrs. Doubtfire would then be training and stuff like that, just like trying to give sage advice to Vegeta. It's like,
You know what? I never really believed my father. I miss my father so much.
like, but you'd have this all '90s antics. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Vegeta.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a match, catch me a catch.
All that kind of stuff. Serge, thank you very much for the super sticker, by the way. Gobi, what if Goku was raised by moon rabbits? He'd be the ultimate mochi maker, because apparently that's what they do. And he would be friends with Desmond the Moon Bear. Let's just say that. And Serge, Jotaro in the Tournament of Power. Thoughts? If Jotaro was in the Tournament of Power, he would definitely have Star Platinum the world. Yo,
Star Platinum, unleash the world.
and then basically have that kind of stuff. And, you know, but the thing is, though, Star Platinum, in a way, unless without the world, it's just a strong guy. Absolute strength. You just have Jiren and Jotaro. You know, you basically just, like, you know, have, like, Jiren, and then just going,
Hurrah! Hurrah!
just
Like, why are you screaming so much?
Hurrah! Hurrah!
just like, you know, just have this conversation. It's like, good grief. It's just, but that's the only differentiation. Like, you know, if you had Star Platinum the world against Jiren, then you'd have something different. But Star Platinum, regular Star Platinum and Jiren, you know, it would definitely be awful.
Yeah.
I'm
Jiren
certainly
being
practicing my
annoyed-
auras.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jiren being annoyed with Jotaro would actually add him some personality, to be quite honest.
Yeah. How were my auras, guys? Was that all right? Because I feel like it's you know, the one thing I really want to do, I want to eventually do the 7-page Muda. Yeah, because I'm trying to like just find out like Muda. It's just I'm trying to practice that, but yeah. I've been looking through the OVA and I just gone back to
An oil tanker for you.
I don't know why it's not
Rodorolada!
just something like that, or
I'm going to roll over you.
but yeah.
And
sorry.
throw a cargo robot onto you.
Sorry. Alright, okay, I got distracted. Gobi, what if after death, future Gohan was sent back in time to planet Vegeta and finished off Frieza before he could destroy it? Well, since we know that multiverse theory is a thing, it would just mean that that universe meant that, you know, planet Vegeta still arrived, you know, still was a thing. But then at the same time, you know, the story would change considerably. So basically, maybe in one mind, Gohan would have been able to save the world from Frieza's revenge. So yeah, I think maybe it could be potentially good.
And he would probably he would try to re-educate the science.
Yeah, no, certainly. All right, Craig says, what if Goku, Vegeta permanently fused with their wives? Certainly very, very unified family, I would say. Literally, in a sense.
One family unit.
One big happy family, literally. It's one.
I don't
guy.
know if they would be happy being fused, honestly.
But then again, their personalities, they wouldn't actually know they're being fused in a way. It would certainly be very paradoxical.
Yeah.
Okay. Paparacha, what if Broly, Paragus, and Beats landed on Yardrat? Well, I think Paragus would probably not see much value in it, but at least it's a civilization in some way. Beats would actually find some friends and survive. And then Broly probably wouldn't need the collar. like Pibara would offer to help kind of soothe the boy's mind?
I don't know if Paragus would accept though, but
I think
Yeah.
he would need convincing at the very least. Like
yeah.
maybe like for example, they would want to Broly gets like very tempestuous, and then Pibara calms him down, and then Paragus actually sees the merit in it. Like he needs to have it proven. Yeah, exactly. He needs to be proven what happens. Like he needs to see it. Alejandro Gonzalez, what if Potara worked like Namekian fusion? Oh, so you basically you fuse and then you can fuse and fuse and fuse and fuse again. You basically what happen in Dragon Ball Fusions, the game. Like you'd have a multi-fusion, but the entity would just be basically like a generic blob, because there'd be so many elements of it, or something really really weird. But the multiply would be just crazy, like in terms of the scale. Like Gobi was. What if Dragon or DBZ Goku was yandere over food? So basically, he's saying, "Hey, did you decide to eat that, Gohan? You know I was gonna eat that. Oh, I've been longing for that all the time." Basically, just like have this kind of thing, and then basically, if anything were eaten, he would take it out viciously, but very very subtly. Okay. Smash Bruno, what do you think the main DB cast's favorite video game genres would be? Puzzle games for Gohan, Vegeta, straight beat 'em up. Goku, a platform.
Fighting games.
Fighting games. Yeah, fighting games. The Goku as Vegeta as well. Gohan would like a puzzle platformer.
Piccolo would like, like he would like racing games.
Yeah. Chi-Chi, I would probably say that she probably would like a good fighting game every now and again. One with mini
Fighting
games.
game. I guess she would be like, some sort of
play
like,
a bit of Overcooked. Play Overcooked in the back.
Overcooked stuff like maybe not cooking mama, but at least cooking is her hobby in a way.
Yeah.
At least that we are not trying to generalize her, but it is stated that it is also her hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what else? Bulma would love The Sims. Come on.
What, sorry?
The Sims series.
Oh yeah, and Factorio.
Yeah.
Factorio would definitely be one of her favorites.
Yeah.
Tempest Mask. What if Moro needs a new backup plan? Last chapter. It's like, what could be a decent backup plan for Moro?
He will eat Goku.
Yeah. It's like, and then like
Goku. Nom.
No, Goku goes, "That's not how it's supposed to work." It's like, I'm not into 4. It's like, I'm sorry. When I saw that page, I was like, Toyotaro, where have you been, man? What have you been looking at? Have you been around 2chan? Like, okay. Jeez.
Goats eating robots. Don't Google that, please.
No, don't. Just don't. Serge, what if Goku is in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure World? I actually I want to do a what if of this, so I'm actually going to hold back my answer for now. But I want to work on this, because I want to find out which part he would be best in. Because I am getting to know JoJo more, and I need to actually figure out where he would be really good in. So I will reserve that, Serge, but thank you very much for doing it. Craig Twitchell, what if Goku and Bulma switch brains? Well, not really much would happen, really. Like, maybe Goku, like, Bulma in Goku's body would basically, like, use her own power to be able to carry things, like, carry, like, multi-ton pallets instead of using energy and, like, vehicles to do it. And then, as for Goku in Bulma's body, I don't really know. I think he'd actually be really, really sad and eat his way out of the problem. Like, stress eating. But that wouldn't really benefit in a way. So, Bulma would get a lot out of it, but like Goku, he'd be miserable. In fact, we actually have like a little R&R script that we want to do one of these days. Like, what happened if people switch bodies? We do want to do that eventually, but watch this space. Gobi, what if President Zamasu had been unable to bring himself to off Goasu?
That would be like I thought about this one day. That would be interesting development if we had like present Zamasu versus future Zamasu and Goku Black. That I think would be the best thing they could do that in this arc when I was thinking.
Yeah, so basically this version of Zamasu just could not bring himself to do it and actually had some sort of good, like, he was basically just resentful, but not evil. But yeah, that would actually been and now that I think about it, that's actually really good. Let's make a note of that.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Again, who suggested that? Sorry.
Gobi.
Gobi. Okay.
Orion Blaze. What if Raditz never came to Earth? I actually did a what if. It's called What If Dragon Ball Z Never Happened. I might have changed it what if Raditz never came to Earth, but it is on the channel Orion, so you can actually check that out. Craig Twitchell. What if Goku obtained Rose form?
Well, I would basically have a British accent. Do you not think it's beautiful? I very much like a spot of tea there, what? Along with a muffin. I'm not a savage.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know I keep digging about the British accent with Rose Goku Black, but I'm holding the British card. I can so do that. I have the British card. I'm British. I can get away with it. All right. Yes, I know we're looking forward to part 2, but I just really want to I want to like finish some what ifs first before getting to that one. The Savior Multiverse. What if Good Boo beat Evil Boo? Or what if Vegeta brought back Planet Vegeta? Or what if Goku brought back his dad in Dragon Ball? Okay, first off, if Goku brought back Bardock wouldn't really care. He would want to go off and do his own thing. Just happy in the knowledge that his son actually turned out to be pretty strong. If Vegeta brought back Planet Vegeta, he wouldn't really care about it so much. He'd be like, here, there you go, a second chance. Don't screw it up. And he wouldn't really actively take a part of it. And if Good Boo beat Evil Boo, then probably
End of Boo Saga right
End of Boo
there.
Saga, because basically,
That one's too close for Boo.
basically, there we go. It'll be the end of that. And then Gobi says, no, so also basically Goku would have a Brummy accent. Some Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. Space smokes. But basically, Brummy accent. Yeah, Brummy accent's actually really satisfying. I've only been to Birmingham once. It's actually a lot of fun. Sorry, I do like dialects and a British accent, British dialects. It's a lot of fun. Craig Twitchell. What if Jiro raised Goku alongside his son? Well, if he did do that, maybe there might be appreciation for birds. Maybe. It really kind of depends. But we really don't know too much about Gibbo and Jiro as a family man, but I don't think he would be a very much active dad in that sense. Certainly.
They would certainly not, like, it wouldn't be a resentful relationship.
It'd just be a very distant one.
But then again, remember that Goku is a monkey boy from space, and Jiro is a pretty unethical scientist, and he was pretty unethical scientist before he started his revenge on Goku. So he had some, I'd say, he wanted to perfect human race, although he wanted himself as a dictator. So that's something to consider. But he didn't have the best morals to begin with.
Yeah, not exactly the best example. Red Dragon Force. What if Goku instinctively knew Metamorph Infusion and taught it to his friends? Two-person technique after gaining their friendship. Oh, so basically if Goku actually decided to share. Well, we would have certainly more interesting fusions for a start. We would actually see Tiencha in the actual anime, which would actually be pretty funny.
Gokolo,
exactly. The Krillin Piccolo fusion that we got in the Buu Saga, or we were teased with, that would actually be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would actually be Goku sharing something for once, which would be a surprise.
Yeah, if you think about it, like Krillin Piccolo fusion in the Buu Saga could be pretty strong.
Yeah, something of interest, certainly, at the very least. Okay. Surge. What if Goku was the hero of the city instead of Mr. Satan? Also, basically, if he finally got the recognition, I think Goku wouldn't really like it so much. He would want to do his own thing. But he'd be a hero. He'd kind of do some things, but I think he would eschew all that kind of stuff. He'd be a very humble guy in that sense. He's not wanting to be rich or a hero. He'd just be happy just to be fighting strong guys. But at least he'd get a statue much sooner, and it would be Goku City instead of Satan City. And Yash says, this is the last I can donate to now. I'm generally having a lot of fun listening to you guys talk, so thank you. Oh,
thank
Yash. Again, thank you so much. Mary Jane Grimsey, do you think that the existence of Force Spirit Fission would affect what happened in your What If Vegito stage fused What If? Well, we might do like an epilogue in that sense, but at the same time, we're waiting for the Moro saga to end and before and actually what they do in the anime version, because we don't want to like now pick and choose stuff what we did in the anime and then move to the manga canon, because it could easily change. But it is something to actually observe, so something we will look into once we actually get to that point.
I mean, I think definitely, at least if it won't turn out to be anime canon, we will definitely do at least one Moro saga what if.
Like, at least an epilogue in that sense,
Yeah.
to include the Moro saga.
Yeah, but like again, I can see it working in R&R verse.
Yeah, in the R&R verse, that could be something we could take into consideration.
Yeah. But for now we are just waiting, and you know, like it's very hard to make a what if when the saga itself isn't done, you know.
Yeah, and it's not even animated yet, so that's something we need to consider too. Broly YT twins. What if the two Brolys were twins? How will that affect the tournament power with two green dudes? Also, I imagine both being named Broly and Broly, and the last side to differentiating the two.
Broly.
And Broly. But I feel like, you know, Super Broly would be a bit more rational, but the old Broly would have to be calmed down by the other one. Like that kind of like Romulus and Remus type parallel, which actually be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just looking back to Greek mythology and Latin mythology and all that. Roman mythology. Sorry, I get that all mixed up. It's been a long time since I studied classical history. But yeah, certainly calling back to that type of time period would actually be a really nice analog. And lastly, Vulcan. What if Bardock showed up to defeat Moro? And what if Bardock learned the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb? What if Strong Hercule met Good Napper and Raditz with Bardock Union 21? Okay.
First one, please no.
First one, please no. If that happened with like with a masked Saiyan, I would nope out of that. I would nope out of that so hard. Bardock learning the Kaioken and Spirit Bomb, he would use it. Spirit Bomb. The thing is though, he's not pure-hearted, so if he wasn't careful, it would actually either be rejected or he actually might accidentally hurt himself. It depends whether he could actually have the gumption and enough purity to do it. And then with Strong Hercule met Good Napper and Raditz with Bardock Union 21. I think Strong Hercule would actually be quite mellow and really happy, and also be really impressed to see actually Nappa turning out okay with the Saiyans. Certainly. But yeah, Gobi up. We would definitely be disappointed if Bardock just suddenly showed up. But yeah. Strong Hercule, he seems like a nice guy. I think he would actually get along quite well with Good Napper and Raditz. But yeah. Again, he's a very amiable guy now. He's actually quite confident and actually has confidence and belief in his own abilities. But yeah. So there we go, everybody. We are now at the end of the round table. So basically, Podo, you wanted to ask one more thing. So, oh no, we got like Jerry Sandoval. What if Bulma had access to Frieza's technology and Dr. Giro's technology? Well, she'd even have even more of a monopoly than she did before with Capsule Corp alone.
And she kinda has access to Frieza's technology, like she utilized some of the Scouter stuff.
Yeah, because of the Saiyan pod. So if she just basically got more of it, then we just basically have an amplification of what we already got, really.
Yeah.
And with Dr. Giro's technology, probably Giro's technology wasn't really much. Maybe the Infinity Engine, that's it. The rest of it is something that Bulma could easily come up with herself.
Yeah, probably, you know, somebody like Yamcha might... No.
Oh no, Jiro turned you into an android, mate. You broke up there.
Oh yeah, like we are having some storms nearby, and that's why.
Oh okay, well it's perfectly timed since it was practically the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just waiting for Podo. So Podo, what was it you had in mind? So we'll wait for that. Oh, going off the earlier question, what would Gohan and Momo's relationship be like? And then what would Pan be like? Well, I feel like Gohan would actually be quite admiring of Momo, just in the sense of the application and all that stuff. But I think the Momo's like inner self-consciousness, I feel like Gohan could actually... Because Gohan's really good at bringing out the best in people, in that sense, without them even knowing it. Because Vidal's a real brat, you know. But even then, with Gohan just being a nice guy, I feel it can actually bring out the best in people. And I think...
And you know, a nice guy and not a nice guy.
Yeah, he's genuinely nice. Like, the fact is, you know, with in DBZA, Trunks is really angry at Gohan, and Gohan's just like, it's alright, we'll manage. I can't be mad at you. Like, And I feel like, you know, like Videl, if we had that thing, like Gohan would go, you know, it's all right, we'll manage. And Videl would eventually, I can't be mad at you. Just that kind of stuff. But yeah, okay, we're now absolutely done. So once again, everybody, thank you so much for being here. And we all hope that you're staying safe at in these times. And we really do appreciate the support of this channel. It really does help keep things going, especially with the way that YouTube is basically being all silly and loosey-goosey. But we really do hope that you enjoy this, and we really do like your ideas, and we will definitely be very proud of you all for being actually really inventive and innovative and actually really putting out your own opinions instead of keeping them to yourselves. We really like that. And if you are celebrating Father's Day, by the way, we do hope you have a really lovely Father's Day weekend, and we all hope that you really just have a very safe and very fantastic one. So until next time, everybody, I hope you all have a very fantastic time, and look forward to tomorrow's video, which is What If Goku Defeated Roshi Part 7. So
and listen to the podcast if you haven't.
And listen to Up on the Lookout if you haven't, because there's more of Haverock having a rant. So anyway, bye!
Bye!